So we started InnoMantra with the intention of helping companies innovate in a very systematic fashion. So the methodology that I will be talking to you today is called functional innovation, which can systematize this process of idea generation and innovation. On the line, right? Engineers and officers. We say that it is not just even engineers and officers, but even the doorman. So it's the responsibility of everyone, starting from the doorman to chairman. So we are an innovation management firm. We focus on innovation management as well as intellectual property management. In innovation management, we focus on organizational innovation. In organizational innovation, we try to identify, how the entire organization can become innovative. Right? Every organization is different. Even though the challenges that many of you shared are similar, the dynamics of each organization is different. So what we do is we try to identify these gaps in an organization by conducting qualitative and quantitative study of the organization, right? And then define interventions to ensure that many of these can be mitigated. Right? So there is extensive corpus of literature based on practice as well as from academics, which have researched this space, not only from the point of view of psychology and in a social setting, but also from the point of view of how individuals themselves can become innovative. So we try to mix many of these aspects when we do this initiative. The second one is primarily on collaborative innovation, which is primarily aimed at breaking the silos in an organization. Right? Again, pockets of learning are there in organizations, but how do you bring these people together? What we have found is bringing a platform, and providing a platform for people to interact itself can mitigate many of these problems. Right? Today, the problem is that a person sitting in a different department or an organization, in the organization itself, does not know that there is a challenge which somebody else is facing. How do you break that silo? How do you ensure that person who has expertise actually comes to know about challenges faced by others, so that he can proactively suggest solutions or proactively get involved in that process of identifying solutions? So that is what we do in this particular engagement. So we have tied up with a company from Belgium which is called Cognistreamer. Right? So they have a cloud-based innovation management portal, and we facilitate the implementation of it from the consulting side. So it is not just the portal implementation, it is about driving several initiatives which can help people actually participate in the entire initiative by sharing their ideas. So there, in collaborative innovation, we also try to use the power of the crowd to identify the top ones. So we try to define innovation into two buckets. One is called strategic innovation, which we believe is the responsibility of senior management in the organization. The second kind of innovation that we are going to talk about today is called functional innovation. By functional innovation, what I mean is innovation in products, processes and services. An individual is working with one functional system. So how do you innovate in that functional system is what we call functional innovation. And we say that functional innovation is the responsibility of every single individual in the organization. Functional innovation is a methodology, a 4-step methodology that we have developed based on extensive research in the field. We studied innovation approaches which were out there, developed by people like Herbert Simon, Genrich Altshuller, Alex Osborn, Van Gundy, Zwicky, and all of them, and fuse them into a coherent approach. Right? And apart from that, we studied more than 40,000 patents which are recent, which came in the last 10-15 years, and also historical innovations to identify thought patterns. Has 4 stages: decomposition, exploration, ideation and implementation. And these are the 11 thought processes that we have seen extensively in many of the innovations that came out, not just in automobile or aerospace, but even in software patents, in technology patents. These thought processes are used extensively. We'll move on to the first tool, which is called eliminate. right? Eliminate can be applied for product, processes and business models. So there is a small case called lunar problem. The case goes like this. During the 1960s and 70s, Soviet Union was working on developing a lunar probe, right, to send to moon. But the problem was that because of the impact of landing on the surface, the bulbs used to break. So they went and tried to figure out what the most robust bulb was. They identified that the most robust one was the one used in military tanks, because military tanks have to navigate very tough terrain. So they used the most robust bulb. They tried to replace the existing bulb used in the lunar probe with this robust bulb, but even then it did not solve the problem. The bulb was breaking. So the question is, how can you solve it? We are talking about eliminate, so I will come to that during the innovation case debrief. We'll look at it. So this is the gist of this tool called eliminate. First, dentistry was painless. This is an interesting poem by Arthur Gitterman. First, dentistry was painless, then bicycles were chainless, and carriages were horseless, and coffee caffeineless. So what is the gist of this tool eliminate? Removing something or eliminating something from the product. So here, when we apply the tool eliminate, it can be applied for product as well as process. Can we eliminate a non-beneficial component? Right? In process, we try to figure out whether a non-beneficial activity can be eliminated. This is a Philips Endura LED that they brought out. So what it eliminated was blue spectrum of light. LEDs, they emit different kinds of light, and blue is very irritating to the eye. So their focus was on eliminating that blue spectrum which was harmful. So they tried to eliminate a component which was harmful. And this LED bulb won a lot of innovation awards across the globe, because they were the ones that were successful in eliminating a non-beneficial component. So this is a Google patent which talks about glare removal while scanning. When you scan items, you get glare, or if you try to scan it using a phone, we know that there will be glare which will obfuscate some portions of the document. So here, this is about polarized filtering for glare removal. It's about eliminating something which is non-beneficial. In the process area also, we try to eliminate waste. I am sure in TPS we talk about Muda. Muda is about eliminating waste from various angles. Eliminating waste from transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, or processing, or production and defects. Many of these have been adapted to the software environment as well. About waste, elimination of waste in Lean and Agile and Scrum, all talks about elimination of waste and making it simpler, right? So many of these patents are talking about elimination of non-beneficial things. And if we think about each of us, this thought process comes to us naturally. Is it not? When we look at a system, the first thought that comes to us is, can we remove something which is non-beneficial, or something which is harmful, or something which is waste generating, right? That is a thought process that comes to us naturally. But when we try to apply it as part of functional innovation, we not only look at eliminating something that is harmful, but we also look at eliminating something which is useful. And we start off with the assumption that that elimination is possible. Right? So we start off with the assumption that that elimination is possible, and then the question is, how do you achieve that elimination? Again, when I said eliminate, it can be elimination of a component outright, or it can be replacement of a component by a better component. So both we club under eliminate. It is not just outright elimination. Even in the case of activities, it's not outright elimination of activities. It can be, but at times it can be replacement by a better activity. Same in the case of components as well. You have to figure out how that elimination can be achieved. So in a bicycle like this, what can we eliminate? Wheels, right? Most important component can be eliminated. Right? Can we eliminate pedals and chains? Pedals, right? So this is a bicycle which does not have chains. Right? This is a bicycle which does not have pedals and chains. What can this be used for? What they are using it for is primarily to teach kids how to balance on a two-wheeler. Right? These are small cycles without pedals. It is used for teaching kids how to balance. Right? It moves, it goes on. Right? So can we eliminate anything else from this bicycle? Right, so the question is, you can ask different questions. One is about the purpose of the vehicle. The second question that probably you should also ask is whether the company who is manufacturing that particular product is capable of manufacturing this. Let's go back to the innovation case debrief. In the innovation case debrief, we are talking about the bulb, right? The bulb that was breaking. So if you had to do a functional analysis, what are the components in that bulb? There is a filament. What is the purpose of the filament? Function. Identify function performed by component. What is the function of the filament? Generate light. What is the function of the glass casing? Protect vacuum inside, right? We are talking about moon. Can we eliminate any of these components? The bulb itself is not required. The vacuum need not be protected inside. But since they didn't go through this functional innovation methodology, they spent money, time and effort in identifying a solution. And ultimately, one person asked Dr. Georgi Nikolaevich Babakin, yes, what is the purpose of the bulb? And they eliminated that bulb. That is how they finally succeeded in sending the probe. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you found the it was a pleasure for us to with all of you. Thank you for your time.